This has massive implications for the Dodgers. We get into exactly what I'm talking about in this edition of Dodgers Digest. Hey, this is Mike Nelson. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Myself and Brad J will bring you everyday Dodger content, especially here during the playoffs and in the offseason. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. So as we know, the Dodgers are going to be starting the NLCS very soon in a few hours, and we have a lot to talk about when it comes to the roster that the team has chosen. Dodgers add pitcher Ben Casparius to NLCS roster, dropping catcher Dalton Rushing, which was the one big adjustment that the Dodgers made ahead of their series against the Brewers. This is the roster for the Dodgers. Basically still no Michael Conforto and no Tanner Scott as well on the roster, who of course is down with injury. But looking at the list, the one surprise, of course, was Dalton Rushing being left off, and Ben Casparius getting a shot with the Dodgers. The right-handed relief pitcher for the Dodgers will be getting an opportunity here to hopefully make a difference for LA against the Brewers, because as we know, the Dodgers have had bullpen issues. They didn't really have comfortable wins against the Reds, and let's not get started on what happened against the Phillies. A few of those games could have went either way, and the Dodgers were able to get through it luckily and get 3 wins out of 4 against the Phillies. But now they're going to be taking on a Brewers team that has a shutdown bullpen, right? We saw what they did Saturday against the Cubs, shut the Cubs down to 1 run. And now that's going to be the Dodgers' opponent starting tonight out in Wisconsin. So this is what the Dodgers went with. This is their roster. What do you think? What do you think about the Dodgers leaving Dalton Rushing off of the roster and going with another pitcher? As we know, Rushing, catcher, was used as a pinch hitter just once in the NLDS. Really no space for him with the emergence of Bent Rovert, who has been amazing, and Will Smith, seemingly back, playing again despite having that injury, right? Which I'm sure he's not 100%. Casparius, a 26-year-old rookie who played a minor role in last year's postseason run to a World Series, became one of the Dodgers' biggest success stories during the first half of this season. Over his first 20 appearances, which came all but one of which came in relief, including 14 that went beyond 1 inning. He had a 2.54 ERA, a 1.94 batting average, and 44 strikeouts to only 7 walks. Casparius was honestly on fire in the first half of the year and was super important for the Dodgers, because the Dodgers, as we know, early on in the season, were using a lot of the bullpen. Remember, we had a lot of injuries to the starting rotation, and Casparius was one of those pitchers that was able to kind of do a long relief and be a part of that, right? Helping out the Dodgers kind of stay afloat way back when they had all those injuries. So Casparius definitely had a good run this season, but unfortunately things did kind of go south for Casparius after that, right? Things didn't really work out, after that big start. In his 5 outings as a starter, Casparius had an 8.24 ERA, gave up 6 home runs in 19 innings, and basically, like it says here in the article, the Dodgers believe potentially tipping his pitches on the mound. And when he came back to strictly the relief role, he definitely didn't look too good, having an ERA of 4.50 ERA from July 9th to September 5th before being demoted to AAA. So this guy hasn't played in the major leagues for a while because he just pitched so poorly throughout the summer. You just hope that Casparius can somehow get some of that, fire that he had early on in the season. Removing Rushing does leave the Dodgers with one less left-handed bat on the bench, especially after they elected to keep Justin Dean and Kim, who are defensive and base running specialists on the roster, over outfielder Michael Conforto. There's obviously one less left-handed bat, but I think the Dodgers are pretty set when it comes to offense. I mean, they have the best, basically lineup in baseball. I think they can get through not having, they could get through the idea of having one less left-handed bat. I don't think that's going to be an issue for the Dodgers. Whereas, Casparius, I think that's the big story, right? How much can Casparius, contribute to the Dodgers during this series, right? Because he did have a really bad second half. He really struggled down the stretch. Had a great beginning, but definitely didn't look too good in the summer. So what kind of Ben Casparius are we going to get in the playoffs? How much is he going to play, right? I mean, is Dave Roberts willing to go to him in a high-pressure situation in a tie game? Casparius is rested, right? He's definitely rested and has, feeling 100%, I assume. No injuries, I believe. And, that's the only positive, right? Because some of these other guys on the Dodgers have been used a lot. Roki Sasaki and Emmett Sheehan were used quite a bit against the Phillies, right? So can they be used again a lot? They're both rookie pitchers. They're both very young. So you expect them to be energized for the series against the Brewers. But still, a lot of high-pressure pitches for Sasaki in Game 4, 3 innings of work. Is it likely that Sasaki is even available tonight, right? I think that's something that has to be talked about. Is Roki Sasaki even available tonight in Game 1 to come out in relief, right? I mean, is he going to be given the day off? Are they going to save him for tomorrow, right? When Yoshinobu Yamamoto gets the ball. So that's going to be the big question mark. Casparius just wish nothing but the best, and hopefully he can contribute. The Dodgers will be going with Blake Snell tonight in Game 1. Blake Snell gets the ball today. Yoshinobu Yamamoto gets the ball tomorrow in Game 2. So the Dodgers electing to keep Shohei Ohtani off of the mound probably until Thursday, right? Until Game 3 at Dodger Stadium. So I think this signifies that, like I've been talking about for months, the Dodgers' main, concern or their main, goal for Ohtani is for him to be a contributor at the plate, right? I mean, he's the best hitter in baseball. This guy has to continue to be the DH and continue to deliver big hits for the Dodgers, something that, he didn't really do in the NLDS, right? He really struggled at the plate. 1 for 17? It was really rough for him during that series against the Phillies. So that has to change, right? That definitely has to change if the Dodgers, I think, want to have a shot to beat the Brewers, right? I mean, the Brewers are, the best team in the National League record-wise. They went 6-0 against the Dodgers this year. And they're going to need Ohtani to kind of be a player, a star again for the Dodgers, right? I think Ohtani was not that guy in the NLDS. He really struggled. He was striking out a lot. Maybe pitching kind of took a lot out of him. Pitched a pretty great game, but, it takes a lot out of you, I think. Like I talked about, it's going to be hard for Ohtani to continue to be a two-way player moving forward and still continue to contribute and be a player at high production at both sides, right? It's going to be very hard to do that for many years. So something to keep an eye on Ohtani. I think he's going to start Game 3, and then who knows? Maybe that might be the only game he starts here in the NLCS, and the Dodgers are going to have Yamamoto and Snell set up for Game 6 and 7, right? I guess that's going to be the plan for the Dodgers if this is a long series, and Ohtani's just going to get one game, which I think is fine. I wouldn't want Ohtani pitching 2 games in a series anyway. Might have to do that in the World Series, but I mean, here in the NLCS, I think it's fine having him just pitch 1 game. What do you think? Comment below. And as always, make sure to subscribe, and let's go Dodgers. Woo!